Hi, everybody. Welcome to episode 17 of Streamer in the Spotlight. We are very honoured to be here with Evil Fuguru today.
Woo!
Absolutely amazing content creator. If you haven't seen any of his videos, guys, you are literally missing out on hilarity and honesty. And I love it to pieces. Really excited because he's an open book, as he's told me already. So looking forward to seeing his answers today. Welcoming today as well with Hertog Vin being back in today. Vin, we have missed you. And doing a carry on the great job from last week, Luna. Absolutely fantastic. Welcome back, Luna, as well. So, guys, we're going to kick off the show with Vin asking the first question.
So, welcome in, Evil Fu. Finally, we Sega brothers meet.
Thank you for the invite.
Yeah, you're welcome. I was so happy you said yes. So, sorry, let's start it. So, how did you become Evil Fu Guru?
How did I become? Well, I was a small child. I was kidnapped by ninja. No,
Pink ninjas.
Well, I had the idea to start doing. That's been my gamer tag for like 20 years now, but it's just kind of a combination of my personality. I'm evil. I do kung fu, and I'm the guru of all evil kung fu. I don't know, just a silly thing. But I've always been a martial arts guy. I say kung fu is a generalization for all forms of fighting. Like I see two guys wrestling, they're doing kung fu. Boxers, they're doing kung fu. I just like the word kung fu.
Football hooligans, kung fu.
Yeah, they're kung fu in each other.
Love that. Luna?
Yeah. What was your biggest challenge you faced when you started streaming?
Well, I haven't done. This is my biggest challenge is getting through today's interviews. No, right now my biggest challenge is just consistency and time. Like, I have a million projects that I've started and haven't finished. And I have like notebooks full of notes of things I've wanted to do. So I think consistency is my huge hurdle right now. I didn't have any gear at first. Like, I started doing YouTube a few years ago. I was super depressed at the time. I had just quit a really good job and moved. And I was basically homeless. I didn't have any money. So I kind of started playing around with YouTube, but I didn't have any time or any equipment. So I stopped. But I left my channel going. And then I just recently started back up. Just this July, basically, only starting like this July have I been consistent with any kind of content.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
but right now it's just time and consistency.
But you made some big jumps since July.
For a fat guy, I can get
right?
like an 18-inch vertical. It's a big jump for sure.
Love that. I love that. So, a question I'm going to ask is, what made you decide on YouTube, and what made you, when you were going to make this first video, what was the first thing you thought of doing? Obviously, the gaming side of it, really. Where did that passion come from?
Yeah, so my initial interest, like I had never even watched YouTube or anything really. I was living in Vegas a few years ago, working down there, and outside my apartments was always like the desert. It looks like Fallout out there. It looks like a post-apocalyptic setting. I used to go out and shooting and stuff like that, running and stuff like that in the woods, or not the woods, but the desert, the lack of woods. But I always thought, wow, it'd be really cool to do like, and I'm like a kung fu, expert. Like I joke around about it, but I was like hand-to-hand combat instructor in the military, things like that, and firearms, blades, all that kind of thing. But so I thought about doing like post-apocalyptic survival, like how to survive, how to fight, like just like little simple videos, but it's kind of a silly setting, or like self-defense type things, how to use a gun, how to use knives, things like that. And I was going to always start them out. My idea was to start them out like, hey, it's the Evil Fu coming at you from the year 2000, and then would like do like static so I couldn't hear the year, And whoever finds this video, I hope this helps or whatever. It's supposed to be like, I'm dead or whatever. But I never did. I was working like 80, 100 hours a week at the time, so I never had the time for it. And then I moved up here. My mom's going through a bad divorce, so I came up here to kind of help out with that. And I just kind of got super depressed. I had fell in love with a girl, a lesbian. I knew I had no chance. She worked for me. We were like best friends. So I knew it was never going to go. I don't know why. So I was all depressed about that. And I was just depressed about getting out of my job that I was in and stuff like that. I got in a financial hardship, terrible situation, but eventually I just started doing YouTube. Just I don't know. Like when I was in the military and when I was a cop and stuff for a little while. I always had friends to talk about movies and games with and stuff like that. And now I'm being kind of depressed and isolated, and have anybody to talk with. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna put out stupid videos. Like I don't care about subscriber counts or anything like that. I'm just doing videos for fun. Like it's just fun to me. It makes me laugh. So if I can make somebody else laugh, that's great.
So was it also like to sort of distract you from real life, the videos?
Yeah, for sure. And then when I first came up here, like I was a pretty successful guy in my previous life. I'm in a new life now, or I have no life. One of the two. So when I came up here, like my cousin wanted to, I talked to him about YouTube and stuff like that. He wanted me to get into YouTube. So he wanted to fund me, and he wanted to buy me all the equipment I needed. And then like my stepfather at the time, he wanted to do it. And then I have a best friend. They all like, oh, we'll pay for your computers and all the equipment, stuff like that. But I didn't want to be beholden to anybody else. Like I want to do it all on my own, independent. So I didn't want to have anybody else influencing or saying, oh, we should do this, we should do that. So I didn't do anything. And I finally just started playing around a little bit. I made some Dark Souls videos when Dark Souls Remastered first came out. And they were actually, that's my most successful video. I have like almost 70,000 views on my one Dark Souls video now. But that just happened while I was not on YouTube for years. I came back and I had a whole bunch of views. Like, well, that was neat. But I've only...
Miss you, mate. Miss you.
Yeah.
Love that. Luna.
So, is there anything that when you started streaming on YouTube, is there anything that you dislike about streaming on YouTube?
Well, at first it was terrible because I had a little rinky-dink computer that had no power, so it would take, and I was using like freemium software, some free software to do my video editing and stuff like that. So it took forever to download or to upload and edit things. It was terrible. So I think just the I don't know. I think the time that it takes to actually do things. Careful, Godzilla. I just think, the time is the biggest thing. Like I'm not tech savvy at all. I'm like basically an idiot with a computer, which is why I was almost late coming onto the stream. Sorry about that. But that's my number one. My number one problem is that I have these hands.
Where's the hoofs gone? Since you have the PlayStation 5, you have got hoofs, right?
They're over here somewhere. I have my whole mask in my other room.
Wow.
So for those in chat, guys, if there's a video of Fu getting dressed up as a horse, and I'll tell you what, if you haven't seen it, I can't stop watching it. I'm mesmerised by it, and I keep laughing the whole way through it.
It's brilliant.
You need to watch it, guys. You need to watch it.
I was actually just on my way to a furry party, but the camera happened to be on, so it caught that as I was leaving.
Love that. Love that. Vin, you're up with the next question, pal.
Yeah, so if you want to watch the video, he basically Fu gets after 20 years a PlayStation, and then you see his day by day progression. So day 1 he gets 1 hoof, day 2 he gets 1 hoof, and day 3 he has the full pony.
It puts a man through some changes.
I love that.
But you said you were homeless for a while, right?
I mean, I always had a place to stay. I just didn't have a home of my own. I like to be dramatic. So, I was homeless. I mean, I wasn't homeless, but I wasn't working or anything. I was just bouncing from couch to couch, visiting family, friends.
You have one of the coolest man caves I have ever seen. So that collection, is that built up in the period after that, or did you collect it all your life and kept it somewhere?
Yeah, most of this was in storage for 20 years almost, probably, while I was in the military and stuff like that. I just recently took a lot of stuff out, and some stuff I bought recently, like my little Godzilla. So I still get stuff like probably every month. I buy little things here and there, knickknacks.
You call that huge box you opened in that video. You call it little.
But I'm moving in the spring, so I'll have my own place and I'll have much better shelves. This is all just kind of haphazardly thrown together, but I'll have nice shelves and lighting and everything.
Oh,
I'm
going to be a real boy again, have my own life again.
Can't wait to see that. That'd be brilliant. Luna, have you got a question?
Yes. What would you say is this is quite controversial, but what would you say as a streamer is your biggest strength and weakness? And is there anything you would feel that you could improve on?
Oh, I can improve on pretty much every single thing I've ever done. I don't think there's any one thing that I'm super proud of yet. I think I have the ability to laugh at myself, which I think is important a lot of times in life. Yeah. A lot of people take things way too seriously. So I probably my strength is probably just being able to laugh at things. Weakness is definitely consistency. Like I want to start getting to my channel to a point where, like you guys do, you have a show, on a specific time, specific day every week. I want to have like those kind of uploads. Like maybe I talk about a movie on Wednesday, I talk about a game or something on Thursday, something like that. So consistency is my number one weakness right now, and small penis if that counts.
Yeah, of course. All of us may understand that, mate. Don't worry, pal. Yeah. So normally we ask a question at this point. We normally ask, what's the most uncomfortable, embarrassing moment you've had? But for you, it's not embarrassing. You embrace it. You love all that stuff. So what I'm going to ask you a different one. Say, what's your favourite embarrassing moment that you've done for yourself?
in the stream or the in this social media type thing, like on streaming?
I'm
or
gonna say in
anything
generalization,
in
like,
life?
when it's things that people have got hold of that a lot of people have seen. I
Okay,
think
so
bigger scale.
this is about probably 5-6 years ago now. Like I said, I was working in Vegas. I train explosive detection dogs. Well, now I train people how to train the dogs, but and attack dogs is what I do. So I was given this big seminar. There's about 800 different veterinarians and like dog food salesmen, things like that, in this big hall in this big 5-star resort in Las Vegas.
Ooh.
I'm giving this demonstration, so I'm narrating. I have a couple of my handlers come up on the stage and like find a bomb. The dog sits down, it indicates the bomb's over here, and everybody all claps and they think it's so cool and everything like that, right? Well, I get my first guy to come up, and I had put something in a podium, and there's live news and stuff going on, so this is being filmed, and there's like I said 800 people in this ballroom. The first guy comes up, they're searching. They have the dog come around the front of this podium. That's where the bomb is. Dog sits down, throws the reward for the dog. The dog falls off the stage. The stage is about 4 feet off the ground.
Oh my god!
The dog wasn't hurt or anything, but it fell off. Everyone's like, oh! So I'm like, oh my god! So I'm so sorry. The dog's okay. Look, the dog's okay. And runs around and everything like that. I get the second person to come up, and they did the exact same thing.
Oh no!
I felt like a complete idiot. I'm supposed to be this big professional guy giving this demonstration. I just looked like a total idiot. I must have been like read like a beat probably. I tried to play it off, but it was terrible. I made sure to move it back further from the stage after that.
That is brilliant. Oh, that's fantastic. Vin, have you got a question?
Yeah, so if that is your biggest embarrassment, so what is your biggest accomplishment?
Coming on your show, of course. I mean, come
on.
Wow.
We'll take that. We'll take that.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Oh, you guys, thank you for watching. This is it.
Yeah, evil foo.
I'm gonna need a wank. I'm sorry.
Oh wow.
I know a guy that can smile like a donut that could help with that, but I don't know. I don't have anything I'm super proud of. Or like excessively proud of. I've done some cool things that I've been proud of in life, but nothing I really want to share. I don't want to sound like a douchebag. I'd rather just talk about games and movies and things.
Okay.
Like I've had cool professional things, but as far as let's say YouTube or something like that, like getting my first subscriber that I didn't know was probably a great accomplishment. I thought that was awesome. Like, why the fuck would anybody listen to me? Oh, can I say fuck? By the way, I don't know if
Yeah. That's why we do it this time. It's all good.
Okay. So making sure.
It's 18 plus anyway.
Oh, okay, good.
You can also show us some OnlyFans material. Everything is appropriate.
I thought this was an audition. I was getting ready for you to tell me to stand up. I'm naked from the waist down.
I've got to just put the casting couch on the camera. Don't worry, we'll sort that out later. Vin,
the fake taxi's on. The fake taxi's on his way.
Fake taxi. Vin, you got a question, pal?
So you just told us that the Souls game video was 75,000 views.
No, only like almost 70,000, almost 70 right now.
Almost 75,000. So yeah, what's your next target for a video? What do you hope?
I don't ever have any targets. Any video that I do, I just put out little silly videos right now that I find funny or interesting. Any video that hits like 100 views, I get so excited. Like, yes, it hit 100 views. That's what. So every video right now, my goal is to hit 100 views. That makes me really happy. I don't know why. It's just a superfluous number. It means nothing, but I get a little.
Every video does 100 now, right?
It hits 100. Not everyone, but a lot of them do way better than that.
Yeah.
I think for such a small subscriber count, I'm doing okay.
Love that. No, I love positivity from that. I really do. So I'm gonna ask a quick question. So, Soulsborne games, you love them. I really want to know why, mate. I really want to know why, because for me, they make me rage like there's no tomorrow, mate. Why? What is it that drawn you to them? I think is the best way to ask it.
Well, I like challenging games in general. Like when I play Call of Duty or Halo, Gears of War, that kind of thing. I always, on default, I go to the highest difficulty level. So I like to be challenged. I always have. Like I kind of lose interest in a game. Not all games have to be challenging, but a lot of games, if they don't keep pushing me, and I'm like that with a lot of things in life. I don't keep getting challenged or pushed. I kind of just lose interest and flake out. So I think it's the aesthetic. First of all, I'm backing up and contradicting myself. Aesthetically, I think the Souls games are amazing. Like Miyazaki and From Software, they do incredible work. So I just think the worlds are really neat. I actually didn't even like Dark Souls the first time I tried it. It came out in 2011. I played it I got to a point I had no idea what I was doing. I always play everything blind. I don't like to know how to do anything ahead of time.
Yeah.
Kind of like sex. I'll figure that out one day. Just but
Oh, mate. Write a book if you find out. Because
yeah, exactly. I found it. Yes.
Share it.
Make a
Fuck the
YouTube
G-spot.
video.
I'm just
Make a
looking for the
YouTube video.
vagina in general. Like, where is it? But no, I didn't even like Dark Souls the first time I played it. I got stuck. I left it for several months. I was telling my cousin one night at a family get together. I was telling him and his wife how cool like the world and everything was. I said, yeah, it was cool, but I kind of got stuck. So I started playing it again that night, and then I went home and played it a whole bunch more. And something just clicked, and I fell in love. Now I absolutely love all the Souls games, even
Yeah.
Dark Souls 2, which is terrible.
I hate them all because I'm shit at those games.
But I like the gameplay. I like the challenge. I don't find it excessively hard. I think the hardest thing I've ever done in a Souls game, or it's not really a Souls game, but Sekiro, there's the final boss. One of the final bosses, like 4 different endings. You get like 3 different bosses, I think. You have to fight like a guy. You kill him, and then you have to fight 3 versions of the next guy, all without like resting or healing or anything. It is terrible. I must have died hundreds of times. The most I've ever died. It's probably the closest I've ever come to rage quitting in a game. I do the opposite of rage quitting. I just set down my controller. I'll do something else for several days and come back to it.
4 weeks later.
Yeah,
So-
peaceful
so-
quitting.
So, what is your favorite Souls game at the moment then?
Sekiro, just because it's full of kung fu. I mean, it's obviously not kung fu, but like I said, I say kung fu for everything. But it's, it's got samurais and ninjas. The world, the lore is super cool. Sekiro is definitely my favorite. I think Elden Ring potentially could be my favorite just because of the scope and the size of it and everything like that. But I just haven't spent enough time with it yet. I'm on my 3rd or 4th playthrough right now, solo, and then I've done 2 solo or 2 co-op playthroughs as well. But those I count those separately because that's cheating.
So you did one solo already, the whole game.
Yeah, I'm on my 3rd or 4th one of those. Yeah, I think I'm on my 4th one. I'm on my final ending right now. Whatever this ending is, it's the Madness ending, which I'm really looking forward to because it's supposed to be cool. I haven't watched anything because, like I said, I like to go into everything blind.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
I love
Wow.
that. I love that. Luna, have you got a question?
So do you stream on anything else? Are you planning on streaming on like anything else like TikTok or anything like that?
So I don't even watch Twitch. Like I'm aware that Twitch exists. I knew Mixer was the thing. I saw Ninja got a big deal and then they shut it down right afterwards. But anyways, so I'm aware of Twitch and things like that. I don't think I have the personality for streaming necessarily because I like to really get into my games. Like if I'm playing a game, I like to have the lights off, the sound up super loud. I like to just get lost and immersed into it. So I don't think I'd be very interesting as far as a streamer goes. I don't think I'd have anything good to say. I'd just be sitting there like a zombie. Probably drool would be coming out or something like that. I mean, certain people would definitely find that interesting, I'm sure.
Yes,
People-
yes.
Like Bill Cosby, I mean, he loves the comatose person. He loves watching that. But I don't think I would do very good as a streamer. So no plans right now. That's why I wasn't even sure. I was kind of hesitant about this because I don't know how I translate into real life, whatever you want to say.
But, mate, I think
all-
you're doing
I'm all about
absolutely
being faithful,
fantastic,
free
mate.
before-
Absolutely fantastic.
Awesome. Yeah, it's really interesting. It's me that's the zombie. I'm like mesmerized by what you're saying.
Love it.
Well,
I'm-
before the
I'm-
stream started, you saw me
I'm
with the
loving it
pants
even more.
off, so nobody. It's understandable. Yes, I'm huge.
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Finn.
So maybe what is it not an idea to stream on YouTube? If instead of making a video, you do one time a week, maybe you do a streaming. From one of the Sega
Live
arcades
stream,
yeah.
Yeah, I've been thinking about it for sure. I have a million different, like I said, I have like notebooks full of different things that I want to do, but I'm just not sure I can do a streaming. I have a couple guys that wanted me to start a podcast with them. I'm not really sure. Podcast is way more interesting to me than streaming. I don't think I can concentrate on a game and be entertaining at all. Like I could play a game for sure, and I could say little quips here and there, like that guy looks funny. That, for example, that was
Yeah.
pretty-
Yeah.
Or hold on, that guy looks funny. But yeah, I don't think I would be very entertaining at all as a I hate the word content creator, so I just like to make dumb little videos right now.
Yeah.
If it goes into something else eventually, yeah, but I don't think I'll ever stream. I don't
No,
think.
but because you also unbox like the Mega Drive or Genesis in US.
Oh, that's right. With my,
Yeah.
I always use my tomahawk,
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
my unboxing tomahawk.
If you
My
don't,
collection of serial killer devices back here.
and then you can also stream from those devices, right? So you could potentially stream the stuff you unbox.
Yeah, that'd be cool, I guess. You know who I love is Lamar Wilson. I don't think he does like any videos anymore. I used to love watching
Yeah.
Lamar Wilson.
The
Unbox
Nintendo guy.
things.
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy's fantastic. He has so
Yeah,
much
yeah,
energy,
yeah.
and I would love to be even 1% as interesting as that guy. I'd be super happy. He's fantastic.
Yeah. He's so fucking big, at the moment. Jesus.
Mm.
With the Nintendo head. He's a guy with a Nintendo head. Yeah. He's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, I love that guy.
Yeah.
He's a big Sonic fan too.
Of course.
That's why Vin loves him. That's why Vin loves him.
Luna as well now. So we're on the route to get this whole show to Sega.
Yeah, I know that's the only reason. I'm by far the smallest person. I've watched all 16 episodes previous to this. I'm by far the smallest guy you guys have interviewed.
no.
You've had fantastic interviews, except for that one where you interviewed Vin. That wasn't very good. But all the others were fantastic.
I'm the smallest.
But now I lost my train of thought completely. So never mind. Whatever it was, I don't know what it was.
It's all good. It's all good. Luna, can we move on to let's get to know Fu a bit more on a personal level? So
Yeah,
if you've got any questions, let's start asking some personal questions. Let's start interviewing him properly. There
he's
we
dodging
go.
already.
He's trying
He's
to
dodging
swerve him
already.
already.
Well, are you ready? Right. Are you ready? Do you have any other hobbies let me rephrase that. Do you have any other hobbies outside of streaming? YouTube videos.
Yeah, I like. Right now, I'm super fat. I'm totally out of shape, but I like exercising a lot. I'm a gym rat usually. I'm usually in pretty good shape.
Fuck.
Right now, I'm not. I do like.
I'm choking my face.
I do my kung fu grips every day while I'm at work. I do my little kung fu grips, but other than that, I'm kind of out of shape. But I can still choke the life out of like a little baby or an old person, something like that. That's always important to me. But yeah, the exercise is important. Kung fu, I say kung fu for all forms of fighting. Movies, I love movies. I actually am probably, well, I used to be anyways, bigger into movies than I am into games. I like the outdoors. I like shooting, all kinds of things.
People.
I used to be a serial, yeah, exactly. I used to be a serial dater. Like I said, that's what actually started me out. Why I'm not happy with myself right now, the way I look or anything. So I haven't been dating really. There's a girl I like a whole bunch at work who likes me, but I don't do anything with it. But
why not?
You should.
I don't know, because I don't feel happy with myself right now.
You
Like I said,
just-
I've been struggling with depression a lot, so I don't have issues. But I used to be a terrible dater. Like I was terrible. Like I don't know if I was I don't think a sex addict's a real thing, but I used to be a serial dater. But so right now I'm like a born again virgin, but that used to be a hobby.
Oh dear. It's like riding a bike, mate. You never forget it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry.
I
love that.
I hope it will end in some good love at the end.
Yeah, hopefully. I'm getting old. I mean, this is, it probably looks gray in the camera. It's actually blonde, but I have a couple gray hairs here and there.
I thought it was platinum silver.
Yeah, exactly. It's the lighting in here does funny things. It's weird. I don't know what I'm doing. I need one of those ring lights. I don't have a ring light. Otherwise, you'd be able to see it's blonde.
I thought it was the PlayStation effect that the platinum is going into the hair.
That actually turned into me brown. The brown horse.
All right. Well, the good thing is we have got movies and TV coming up later on
Yeah.
to ask you about. All right. So that'd be quite interesting, especially because you do enjoy the movies. So Vin, you got a question you want to ask on a personal level for food?
Yeah.
Go on then.
Do you have any siblings?
How dare you ask me that? Yeah, I have an older sister. She's massively much older than me. She's 6 years older than me, so she's basically like 3 generations removed. But when I started YouTube, one of my big things when I finally started doing it, like I said, consistently since July, I want her to do a movie show with me because her and I have a lot of very similar personality and we look a lot alike, but we have a vastly different taste in movies sometimes.
Oh,
Like she likes the movie Solaris, which is the worst thing that humanity has ever produced. I mean, I like things like The Last Passion of the Christ. I'm not religious at all, but I like a lot of religious movies.
okay.
The Last Temptation of Christ, she hates that. So I thought it'd be kind of interesting, the dichotomy of conflicting opinions talking about movies, but she works a lot and she just keeps flaking out at me. She's going to watch this though, and she's going to say, that motherfucker.
yeah. I'll go. We're gonna get him. Luna.
Have you got any funny stories you want to share about you and your sister?
Funny stories.
You
Probably.
see you smiling already.
He's He's like, which ones can I say
Yeah.
on here?
Let's see, which ones won't get me arrested? Have you guys seen Game of Thrones?
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know the
yeah.
Lannister? No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, it's all coming out now.
No, nothing really. I was just I was always a jerk as a kid because I don't know. She was older than me and I wanted attention. She hated me. My sister hated me when we were kids. So she brought. Oh, I have a funny story. So not to give you guys the bird. I don't know if that translates to the UK. Is this the same thing?
Yeah.
Is this universal?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, in
But-
Holland we do it as well. So
If you notice my right one, they're both fat right now because I'm a fat ass. But my right one is like crooked and kind of swollen up.
yeah.
Well, my sister is the first person to ever broke my middle finger. I broke it 3 times total in my life. Once
Same
breaking a box, or not a box, but a board, and then once hitting a metal door, and then once my sister breaking it. But so it's
Wow.
kind of crooked. So that's kind of a funny story. I was giving her the finger so much one day. And if you look when I was a kid, all my family pictures, I'm sneaking the bird. I don't know why. I had a problem. I was an asshole, I guess. But she broke my finger once.
I
Just
love
fucking everyone
love
up
that
here.
everybody who comes in chat is everybody says look at that man cave. Everybody
Yeah.
loves the man
Everyone
cave.
loves it.
Everybody
Everyone
loves
loves the man
coming in
cave.
chat. It's brilliant.
Vin, you're up.
I'm up.
You're up.
Yeah. So beside we all know beside your sister, I think most of us know who watch your videos. You have a cat as well.
Yeah, he's here somewhere. Dagoro. My
Yeah.
son.
Is that your son?
It is.
Is he your biggest fan?
He's my biggest fan. He's my partner. He's my producer. He writes anything I do on YouTube. He approves everything. He does all the filming. He's getting old. I've had him since 2010. He was
Oh,
literally, I'm not exaggerating, a day old. He was like this big, eyes closed, everything. His mother, my girlfriend at the time, she was in the army. I had just gotten out of the army. I was waiting to go overseas. I did a lot of private military work after I got out of the army. So I was waiting for one of my contracts to start. So I was living with her. She sends me a text one day saying, "Hey, I found this cat. I tried to grab the mother that had a bunch of babies. The mother ran away, so we're gonna take the babies to the vet to make sure they're okay and everything like that. Can I bring one home?" And I was totally against it. I didn't want to have anything to do with it. So I just text back K, just the letter K. In the States, that's like, it shows, yeah, okay, yeah, that's an affirmative, but it's basically you're not interested in whatever it is. So it was like me saying no, but not saying no. She brings it home, and I just fell in love. We had to feed him with a little eyedropper to get milk into him and stuff like that. He's amazing. We had to scrub him with a little toothbrush to wash him and stuff.
Oh, bless.
And he doesn't know he's not a person. He's never been around cats. He thinks
oh.
he thinks he's a person. And we broke up shortly after that. I mean, I knew we were going to, but it should have been assigned to her that we were going to because his name's Daigoro. That's the son of the character from Lone Wolf and Cub. Story about a guy by himself and his son. So it should have been a red flag. My name is
Yeah.
Daigoro.
Love that. Love that. Luna.
So, have you got any plans when you move into your new place to get any other pets? Or are you happy with your son?
Well, I'll be more in a permanent structure, like a structure. I'll be in a permanent structure, some bars up. No. Yeah.
We
When I
built-
say
we built
moving,
Cosby
it's
again.
not against. It's against my will. Government ordered. No. Yeah, I'll probably get it's gonna be more tropical climate than what I'm in right now. I'm in the Pacific Northwest right now, so it's like snow on the ground right now and everything's cold. It's gross. I hate the snow. But I'll either move back to Vegas or I'm going to go to Florida, and either one, the weather's going to be a lot better. So I'll get a big dog. I don't have a big dog right now. I train attack dogs for a living, but I have a cute little cat right now. So once I'm doing that again professionally, I have to act the part. So nobody can know about my secret little cat.
And the cat will have to get on with the dog, presumably. So, the dog will have to get on with the cat, should I say?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love that. Vin.
So do you have any other pets besides Daigoro?
I don't. I did a big rescue dog a few years ago when I was first super depressed. But I just didn't have the time really, or the motivation to take care of him, give him the exercise he needs and stuff like that. So I found him a really good home, and he's with a great guy now. But yeah, I don't have anything else right now. I'm too much of a baby right now. And Daigoro wouldn't put up with it. He needs all the attention right now.
Love that. Love that. Number one.
Evil fool is mine.
My daddy, no one else's.
My,
Luna.
So, we're going away from pets. How did you find your school years?
Oh, going right back now.
Now this may shock you, but I was kind of a smart ass in school. And I got in a lot of fights actually. I was an angry little kid, and I don't want to get into it, but You guys can ask me about it later if you want. I agreed to answer anything, but
Yeah.
I had a kind of a bad childhood, so I was always kind of violent and angry. So I got in a lot of fights, which was always distracting. But luckily, I'm not super dumb, so I wouldn't do a lot of my schoolwork. But when testing time came, I always did great on my tests, so I always advanced and stuff like that. And I don't want to age myself here, but around the time of the first UFC coming out, I watched it. I thought it was really cool, but I was like, these guys are fucking out of shape, man. I was super into Kung Fu at the time. I was like, these guys are pathetic. They're making money, stuff like that. I said, I was a teenager at the time. So I said, if I start training full time, by the time I turn 18, I can go into the UFC and win the money. That'd be awesome. So I dropped out of high school, stopped going to school, started working out like 5-6 hours a day. Kung Fu, got into fantastic shape.
Holy shit!
But and that was totally my intent, was to go into the UFC and fight. Back when it was bare knuckle, no rules and stuff like that. It's totally different now. It's like a joke now, but I mean, it's entertaining if you like it. But one day my uncle owned restaurants, and he called me up one day and he said, "Hey, instead of sitting around your ass all the time, why don't you come work?" And I started working a lot, and just one thing led to another. I never went back. I eventually went back to college and stuff like that. I got a degree and things like that. But so I always liked school, but just like the video game difficulty thing, I kind of got onto a tangent. Sorry, but if it doesn't challenge me, I lose interest in it. So school was boring to me. Like I took Japanese as my language. I loved that. That was interesting. My humanities class was cool, but the normal subjects, math, science is okay, but history, things like that, most of those were really boring. So if they bored me, I didn't pay attention at all.
That's fair.
Wow, so
That's fair enough.
you can actually speak Japanese.
Yay! Wakadanai. No, it's been so long now. You don't use it, you don't use it, you lose it. But,
Oh, yeah.
yeah. I still have to read the subtitles on all my samurai movies.
We're not going to probe too much into the school years then, because to be honest, you kind of summed it up quite nicely for us there.
You did,
So before I ask Finn, I'm going to ask a question myself, mate. The one thing that really interests me is obviously you in the military, obviously army, and then you've mentioned there as well. You've done the private contracting stuff as well. The bit that I want to know, because I know roughly the story why people go into the army. The story afterwards, though, really interests me that you carried on with a private contracting. Where did you get that idea from?
Initially, I'm American. We're capitalists. We're all about money. Initially, it was money. They were paying a fortune when I first started contracting. Like, I told you I lost my job. I didn't work for years. I was all depressed and everything like that. But I had so much savings. I was still okay. But now I'm totally broke. I'm working a terrible job now. But yeah, money and just the interest. And I wasn't an adrenaline junkie or anything like that. I've been to war a bunch of times now, but Afghanistan, Iraq, everywhere. But I wasn't an adrenaline junkie necessarily, but I just felt like I was doing something important. Like I did 5 years in the army the first time. I got out. I became a cop, when I was a little kid, I always wanted to be either a cop or a military guy. So I did both. I tried both. I hated it. And I can get into why I hated it so much, but I hate cops. I always have. But not when I was a little kid, I loved cops. I always waved at them and stuff. But I felt like I wasn't doing anything important when I was a cop. Like, yeah, you're doing important things here and there every once in a while, but most of the time you're just harassing people. Or you can't, you go to someone that's a known child molester that has, that sexually molests their kids or beats their spouse or something like that. You have to keep going back and keep going back and keep going back. When really you just want to take that guy out back and say, hey, you ever do something like this again, I'm fucking kill you. Stop.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah,
Or just kill him. Yeah. I'm bad about that. But and I felt like I wasn't doing things super important. And there was a lot of the politics at the time. A lot of people were against the war and stuff like that. I still had friends in war. So I went back in the military so I could go back to war some more. And then same thing when I got out, I just wanted to do something more important. Now that's all behind me. I never had anything to prove. Like, I think that's kind of why it wasn't a very good. I was fine as a cop, but I didn't like it very much. Like, a lot of people that get into law enforcement have like a big chip on their shoulder. They want to, I don't know if they have small dicks or what, but or they weren't cool in school, whatever their case. Like, a lot of guys and women get into law enforcement or the military, things like that, because it makes them feel macho. They're proving something. I never felt like that. So that didn't really appeal to me. Like, I don't need that, to walk around. I'm Johnny Law. I don't fucking care. I'm laid back. I'm relaxed.
So when you were military, were you also the K9 expert there, or?
Yeah, so I went in. I was married when I went in, and there was only a few jobs we could get together that would guarantee us the same base when we went in. and one of them was military police, which was a shit job. It was a terrible job. But I went and did that. I hated my first 2 years. My wife, she got pregnant. She got out of the military. We're now divorced. We've been divorced since 2003. I've been divorced since then. Surprising, I know, because I'm such a charming, wonderful guy. No, I'm an asshole, but sarcastic asshole. After 2 years in, something just kind of clicked, kind of like the Dark Souls. I didn't like Dark Souls at first, then something clicked. Same thing with the military. I got myself in a really, really good shape. Went out for the SWAT team, which is like what we call it, a special reaction team. It's the same thing as a SWAT team. That was super fun. So I started getting really motivated. But I still hated our SWAT team wasn't full time. It was just you trained like 6 days a month, and then you had a little beeper. And this is a long time ago, we had beepers. Yeah. But so if something happened, you get called out on the beeper, and you go grab your equipment and you go do whatever. But so I started enjoying it a little bit, but I still hated my normal rest of the month job was being military police. I was in the housing areas. I was at Fort Benning, Georgia. So it was like over 40,000 people stationed at that base. So there's a lot of crime and stuff like that. Wow. It's the second biggest army base in the world. But it's a crappy job. Hated it. You're going to domestic disputes all the time. Women beating guys, guys beating women, all that kind of stuff. It's a terrible job. So a canine slot came up. I had no idea what canine was. Like, what is that? Well, they said they had 2 school slots for canine. It's like, I don't know what it is. I don't know. I didn't know anything about dogs. I had dogs as a kid, but I was like a little kid. I don't really remember. We always had small, gross dogs. But now like big dogs. But and so I didn't know what it was. So I was like, well, I hate my job, so I want to get out of my job. So we competed. We had to compete for a month. There was like a platoon of us, so like 32 people. We had to compete for a month, like our physical fitness, our shooting, traffic tickets, things like that, because I was a terrible fucking military cop. But I won. I won one of the 2 slots. I was like the top guy, so I got the first of the 2 slots. And my platoon sergeant hated me. So I was always a smart ass. I always kept your hair, I think it was 3 inches, could be like 3 inches, or maybe it was like 2 inches at the top or something like that. I would keep it like to the fucking centimeter or millimeter, really. I don't know the measurements. I'm not from the UK because I'm cool. But
all right, Mr. One Cup. One cup. One cup it is.
But so he said,
it's Tuesday, in it.
Yeah, he said, "Oh, I'm not going to give you the slot." I said, "What do you mean? I won. You have to give me a slot." I said, "No, you're a smart ass." He was real religious. I wasn't religious. He said, "You don't believe in God. You always have your fucking hair is always stupid. You come, you want to show me that you want this. Come shave your head. Come into work tomorrow with a shaved head." He knew I would never do that. So I went home just to spite that motherfucker. Shaved my head bald. Came in there looking like a cue ball the next day. And sure enough, I got to school. What's cool about the canine school in the military is all the branches of service. I was in the Army, but all the branches of service go to the same school. So the Air Force, the Navy, the Marines, and the Army all go to the same place. It's in San Antonio, Texas, Air Force Base down there. And so we're all in the same class. And I won Distinguished Honor Graduate. So everyone kissed when I got back, everyone kissed my ass. "Oh, we always knew you could do it, Davis. We're so proud of you." Because I got they sent letters to my colonel and stuff like that. The school congratulating them for your soldier gave great honor and reflection upon you and all this kind of stuff, right? And so they all kissed my ass when I got back. And it was so pretentious and full of shit because most of those guys hated me and thought I was a piece of shit before that. I just kind of chuckled to myself. But yeah, so I never did any more military cop stuff after that. I was always playing a canine after that, and I've been canine ever since. For the past few years, I got out of it. I kind of got into a situation where someone took over. I was in a big resorts, a couple big resorts down there. I did the canine program in Vegas for a couple big resorts, and the person that was taking over for my boss had a completely different vision of what the canine program would be, and we didn't agree, so I had to just kind of quit. And then pride and stupidity kept me from taking some of the other offers I got down there. And because of that, the girl I told you, I fell in love with this girl. I went into business for myself, training dogs like on a private level, but I just didn't have enough time or resources at the time built up. So I kind of got into a really bad financial situation. I used to collect firearms. I loved firearms. I ended up having to sell all my firearms. My friend, I've never had to borrow money in my life. I had to borrow some money from my friend, and it was super embarrassing, humbling. Well, he said he was going to be able to get the money. It took way longer than I thought it was going to do. So I pawned everything. Anyways, long story short, yes, I'm still in canine. I don't remember what the original question was. Dogs are cool, but I like cats too.
Love that. No, I loved it. Really, really intriguing. Looney, before I go on to you, we got a good question from General C in chat. What's the most crazy thing you can talk about from your time on deployment in the Army?
So you don't have any toilet paper, right? You're in the middle of the desert. No, I'm just kidding. Crazy. I don't know. Okay. I don't really like going to war stories or anything like that, but I was doing a mission in Afghanistan, and as K9, you're in a K9 compound by yourself. So you're away from everybody else because the dogs, they attack, they bark, and the dogs need to be able to relax when
yeah.
not at work. So it has to be quiet and far away from everybody so the dogs can rest and things like that. Well, K9, you're not assigned to anybody. Just whoever needs like to do a mission or something like that, they'll put in a request. They say, hey, we need a bomb dog for 2 weeks out here, or we need a drug dog over here. There's only like one drug dog. The drug dog never does anything in deployment, but so they're always bored. But so I did this mission with the U.S. Marines, and I was driving a Humvee, one of their Humvees. My dog was in the back in a big crate, and I had this Army girl next to me. I didn't know who she was or anything. So I think she was military police, maybe, I don't know. But she had been involved in some things over there, so she had a reputation of being really cold-blooded and things like that. So I was trying to, I told you I used to be a serial dater, so I was really bad. I used to bang everybody. I was terrible. But so I'm trying to be all cool. I'm driving and stuff like that. And back then, things are totally different now. Like now you have to obey traffic laws and things like that. And it's not really considered a war. I mean, now everybody's gone, but it changed a lot after then. But back then, you went as fast as you could. Basically, you couldn't let cars into your convoy if you're in a convoy or something like that.
Oh yeah.
They would ram the cars off the road or shoot the cars, things like that. So we're going up this mountain in Afghanistan. The roads are fucking crazy. You wouldn't believe them. They're like something they made up. There's no road laws or anything like that. So we're going up this mountain, and we're going super fast. I'm trying to keep up these Marines. So I'm driving and everything like that. And we go around this blind turn, and it's a big cliff. Everything's crazy. Like that would never fly. The safety is just crazy over there. It's like you could die so easily. But this big cliff is on the side of it. So I'm going around this mountain, right? The mountain's here, and this cliff's here. So I'm going here around this curve, and all of a sudden there's a big, huge bus full of people. And over there, we call them jingle buses because the Afghanis, they would hang all kinds of like metal and little beads and shit off their buses. Looked like something out of Star Wars, these big buses, all the stuff jingling off them and stuff like that. And it was in the middle of the lane. I'm like, oh shit. So I hit my brake super hard and turned the wheel. And I'm not exaggerating. I must have came that close to hitting them. Like came that. And so we're going afterwards. And the girl's like, oh, wow. You're the best driver I've ever seen. You're really good. So, I'm trying to play it up. I'm like, oh, yeah, that was nothing. What I didn't tell her was I was super panicked. Obviously, I couldn't breathe probably for 2 minutes. But I tried my brakes after that. I tapped my brakes. I had hit the brakes so hard and intensely, I had no brakes. We probably didn't have any brakes for about 5 minutes. I didn't tell her that at all.
Wow.
And she's like, oh, you're the best driver. It was total fucking luck. So that was probably one of the funny things to me. Total luck. But I tried to play it. Yeah. That's how I do, baby.
So now goes my question then, because did you bang her at the end?
I didn't. That's the saddest part. I didn't. No, we
Oh.
didn't. Just when you're in those missions, like the situation's a little different. If she had gone back to my K9 compound, I could where I was stationed, it would have been no problem. But no banging.
Unlucky, mate. Unlucky, pal. Luna, you got a question?
Yes. What is if money wasn't an issue and you could get any wage you wanted, what is your ideal or dream job that you would have?
So until recently, like I'm here just doing a job temporarily. Like I said, my mother was going through a real bad divorce, so I was trying to just help out emotionally and physically being around so that her ex-husband couldn't hurt her, that kind of thing. He's a little shithead, by the way. One day, Paul, if you're watching this, one day, you know what's coming. He's definitely afraid of me, by the way. He's definitely afraid of me. I've been really lucky in life. Any job I've ever wanted, basically, I've had. Like when I was in Vegas, I ran a real prestigious thing. They hired me specifically to. I bought all the dogs. I ran all the training, stuff like that. So I shaped the whole K9 program. It was really cool. So that was a really cool job. The job I've always wanted, and I actually had really set plans to go and try to see if I could do. I don't know if I probably wouldn't be able to have done it. Who knows? You never know. It's one of those things you'll never know. But I wanted to be an actor. Like I wouldn't want to be like a movie star. I see something like, well, now he's kind of a star, but Steve Buscemi in his early career, he always had these really quirky, interesting, small little parts in a bunch of different films. That's what I would love to fucking do. I would love to have been an actor with little quirky parts. I don't know.
The cameo, as it was. The cameo.
Yeah. Something memorable,
that.
but just real brief, quirky and weird.
Love it. That's great.
That's
I respect
yeah.
that. Vin.
Yeah. So if you were an actor, what would be your favorite movie to play in?
Oof.
Anything that I would get to do something either really creepy or evil or shocking. I think that I always root for the bad guys in movies. Not always. Some aren't good, but I don't know. Just something. Just like I said, like Steve Buscemi, he always had these little quirky little interests. It's just something I would like to have roles that not necessarily a type of a genre movie necessarily, but just something that makes you think or remember that weird looking little dude that was in this little scene. He did something.
Yeah.
You know, that's the kind of thing. Just
Love
something that made people remember something cool about a movie.
Maybe,
Some kind of little background thing.
Maybe you should be in The Boys, the TV show.
Oh my
Yeah.
God, The Boys is so good.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
good.
So good.
So good.
You-
Well,
you
on,
would
on
fit
that
in
note,
perfectly.
Vin,
Yeah,
on
you
that
would
note,
fit
Vin,
in
you've
perfectly.
actually set up quite nicely for Luna to lead us into films and TV.
Oh,
I think that's the
yeah.
best way to go from that. So,
Right.
Fu, this is obviously one of your favourite subjects. You've already mentioned this before. You said you were a huge film buff. So we're going to ask you some films and some questions on films, if I can get it out in the end, and TV series, etc. Okay. So try not to overthink them, mate, because we've had a few people. Obviously, they're like, but so it's. We'll see how it goes, pal. All right, we'll see how
Yeah.
it goes. Go on, Luna.
I can't
What
wait.
is your favorite film of all time?
Okay, so you guys are going to be frustrated with me with all these following questions. I have a really hard time. I don't know if I lack the discipline or if I just like too many things. I have a really hard time narrowing things down to like exact epitome. Like this is the one above all. So I'll say two. I'll narrow it to two.
Yeah, go for it.
Casablanca and Conan the Barbarian. The real Conan the
Oh!
Barbarian with Arnold,
original.
not the
Oh,
Jason
yeah, yeah.
Momoa bullshit.
Yes.
You're-
Yeah.
Jason Momoa, he's your ugly brother, right?
No. So when I was in the hospital and I think Jason Momoa was great in Game of Thrones. I don't really care for the guy that much or anything like that. I was in the hospital, the VA hospital, for a week back in July, which is why I
What?
started doing YouTube.
He was in Game of Thrones.
What?
What?
Jason
No.
Momoa was in Game of Thrones.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
first
first
series,
the
mate.
first season he was Khal
He's Khal-
Drogo. He
yeah.
was Khaleesi's big
Oh.
barbarian
Yeah,
husband
yeah.
dude.
He,
Um,
he was doing
and
it with
so I
Khaleesi.
was. So I'm way like younger than all the vets in the vet hospital. So I was in there for a week, and the last day I was there, the guy that came in and took my labs every day, this guy had like tattoos all up and down. It looked like a drug addict, really cool guy though. He was in there. He's like, you know, all the nurses in here say that you look like Jason Momoa, because I always had my
Yeah.
hair down and stuff at the time when I was in the hospital. I was like, first I was offended, but the dude Jason Momoa is way better looking than I'll ever be on my best day, on his worst day. But I thought it was kind of funny they said Jason Momoa just because I don't like the guy. That son of a bitch.
Damn you. Vin?
Yeah, so we have a question from the General C again in the chat. What is the most valued item in your Fast? Is that Fast?
Yes,
Fast?
is that right? Vast
Fast
collection.
Fast collection.
Vast collection.
Most valued. What do I love above all? That's probably not like a dollar amount. It would be something that I have like a sentimental value for.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I don't put a ton of value on stuff necessarily. Like I have, speaking of the military and stuff like that. When I was in Afghanistan, I did a mission with the Kiwis over there. This is the Kiwi army hat. They
Yeah,
gave
yeah.
me this as a
Aw.
gift. So something like this, because it had like a story attached to it. Like they gave me this as a gift. Stuff I just buy myself that it's cool and everything. I like it, but it doesn't have any sentiment attached to it or anything like that. So I could just, if I had to, I could just walk away from all this and be fine. But little things like this, or like my grandfather before he died gave me a ring that he always wore. That kind of stuff has more sentimental value, or more value to me than anything. Like I like my collection
Love
stuff.
that. Love that. Godzilla is awesome.
Best Godzilla.
Is this off? Is this off camera? I hope. But nobody will know.
No, it's not. It really isn't.
Oh. Oops.
I'm going to ask a quick question though, Luna. I'm just going to interject really quickly. So going to go back to movies really quickly on this one. You're very open, and I love that. So I'm going to ask you this question. In your opinion, what film would you say is overrated that other people love that you, for you? Is just
Easy one. Any of the Fast and Furious movies, any of the Twilight movies. Let's see, what else? I don't know. I don't know about a particular movie, but I think like a director like Ridley Scott. Everyone acts like Ridley Scott. I mean, he's British, so I mean, you know, people love him more for that. He has that funny accent or whatever.
No.
Or is he Australian? I don't know what he is. It's all
Yeah,
the
he's
same to
Australian,
me.
but he made the
He's
Gladiator.
not
so-
American or from Holland. I don't give a fuck. But
he made the Gladiator. He made the Gladiator.
I know. Yeah, so, but everybody thinks that he's like they always talk about him as like the pantheon of great directors. Ridley Scott, he's made some fantastic films like the first Alien, Gladiator, and a couple other ones are arguable here and there. But overall, I think his work is fucking garbage. I think Ridley Scott's a fucking garbage director. Fuck you, Ridley Scott. Your brother Tony, may he rest in peace, was the better director.
Love that. Love that. Luna, sorry to interrupt you.
No
there.
worries. What was the last film you ever watched? That you've ever watched?
So I fall asleep to not films necessarily, but I actually did last night. I fell asleep to Godzilla, Mothra, and King Ghidorah All Out Monsters Attack last night. That was the last movie I watched. Last like big release I've watched. I'm not sure like the last theatrical film I've watched. I haven't been at the theater in forever. I used to go with my sister a lot. I watched a good movie called I think well not good, it was weird. Called The Platform, I think, on Netflix yesterday. It was a really weird movie. I fell asleep through a lot of it, but it was I suggest The Platform to anyone that's interested in really weird, sad movie endings.
Love that. Vin?
Yeah. So, who is your favorite actor or actress?
Oh, actor by far is Humphrey Bogart. Love Humphrey Bogart's old movies. He was fantastic. He's a little tiny guy, but he was like a giant badass of the screen. And man, he's a badass. I love Sean Connery too, but if I had to pick one, Humphrey Bogart for sure. Actress, and this is partly I think she's a wonderful actress, and partly I've had the hugest crush on her for decades now. Angela Bassett. Oh my God. Oh, okay. Angela Bassett. Woo! Fantastically talented and sexy as fuck.
Return of the serial data there. Angela, if you're watching this, just to let you know.
He is single. Yeah. Just so you know. Just so you know.
Really? If you're interested, I'm single for that as well. You're a bad director, but I'd take it up the ass for you.
Love that. Love that.
So, what's your favorite genre, least favorite genre of films? Films.
I watch a lot of I like and watch combined. I walk a lot of movies, but no, I watch a lot of like kaiju films, but I think and kung fu films, but probably my favorite are like the Chambara films, like the samurai films, especially like the older classic films, the black and white, like the Akira Kurosawas and things like that. I love all the Zatoichis. I plan to eventually do movies about the Zato or videos on my YouTube about Zatoichi. I love those fucking films. But and I was a huge fan of Bruce Lee. Like his movies were okay. He's only done a few movies, but mostly his philosophies on kung fu and things like that, and the expression of the human body. Very interesting guy. But I found out just a few years ago, probably 2-3 years ago. I've been into Zatoichi probably for a decade or more. But I found out that while he was alive, he was a huge Zatoichi fan too. I was like, oh, that's awesome. I thought that was really cool. But yeah, samurai films probably are my favorite. Oh, my least favorite, Fast and the Furious and Twilight, whatever genre those are.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
over-exaggerated.
That genre is garbage.
Yeah, it is garbage. That's what I was thinking.
Vin?
Yeah. So we have another question from the General C, who I think he's having an eye for you, but if you
he's on my Twitter. We're friends on Twitter.
Yeah. He's also from the Midweek Mix-Up podcast. So, if you could kill one superhero and one supervillain in both Marvel and DC movies or comics, who would you pick?
If I could kill them, like they're permanently dead, let's get rid of Superman. He's the most boring fucking character ever. He has all powers. Boring. And then let's see, Marvel's side. Let's see, who do I hate? I always hated Cyclops of the X-Men. Always.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck Cyclops. Jean Grey should be with Wolverine, and it's as simple as that.
Hey! Cyclops is a fucking badass in the comics, man. Don't judge him on the films. Don't judge him on the films,
Fuck
man.
you, Flitty. Fuck you, Flitty. This is a Sega show now. Fuck off.
Yeah. This geek with the Sega shirt, this geek says Cyclops can fuck off. No, yeah, he was. I think he's a much better character. I read all the comics as a kid. I was a huge, especially X-Men fan. That was my number one thing. All the Chris Claremont films, or not films, but comics, loved them all. Yeah, Cyclops is a much better character in the comics than the movies, but I just never liked Cyclops as a character just because of the antagonistic relationship he has with Logan or Wolverine.
Yeah.
Jean Grey needs to be sucking on his hairy dick, not on Cyclops' lazy dick.
Fair play. Fair
Oh,
play.
the general agrees with you, so.
Oh, I love that. I love that. Luna?
If you were to pick an obscure film to recommend someone to watch, what would it be and why?
I used to recommend to everybody years ago. I used to do True Romance, but now it's gotten popular enough where a lot of people have seen it. Then it was Requiem for a Dream for a while, and now that's gotten enough cult following. A lot of people have seen that. I think probably just not necessarily one film, but if I had to do one film, I would do Robin and Marion with Sean Connery and Audrey Hepburn. I think it's a fantastic movie. It takes place like after the original Robin Hood story.
Yeah.
He goes off to the Crusades with King Richards. He comes back, or King Richards. That's multiple King Richards, I guess. But he comes back and he finds her. She Maid Marian or whatever her name was, became a nun and swore off like sex and everything like that while he was gone. And it's a super sad ending. Robert Shaw plays Little John, the sheriff. It's a fantastic movie. Not a lot of people have seen it, but a fantastic movie. But as a series, I'd recommend the old Zatoichi movies. The same guy played Zatoichi from like 1962 to 1989. He made like what?
Wow.
29 films. They're fantastic.
Wow.
I love that. Love that. Vin?
Have you ever cried at a movie?
I cried before I came onto the show because I couldn't get my headset to work, but I cry easily. No. Yeah, I've cried at movies. Yeah, I'm very, I would say, empathetic towards characters. So if something's really well written, or even just talking to somebody, they're describing something they feel, or like a pain or something like that specifically, or but even like an emotional state, I really get like I get sympathetic, the feelings, the empathetic empathy. I'm not sure, but so yeah, I cry at a lot of things. Moulin Rouge or something like that, I'll cry. Moulin Rouge is a fantastic film, by the way.
Yes, I agree.
Yes. But yeah, I cry. I'm not afraid to cry at all. But the great thing is, like, I'm a total geek. I'm a total nerd.
Oh.
That's the branding I'm trying to do on YouTube, is just me being a dork talking about things I love. But I always like the balance of the fact that, yeah, I'm a total geek. I know all about all kinds of geek stuff. I can kick the shit out of most people. So I always like that, like I'm not afraid to cry. What's somebody going to say?
No.
Punch the fucking face. I'm not a violent man, by the way, now.
Love it.
Just to be clear, I'm no longer a violent person.
Luna?
Have you got a favorite movie quote at all?
Pretty much anything from any of the 80s Schwarzenegger films. I think my favorite quote, though, would have to be from my favorite movie, like tied for my favorite movie. And that my favorite movie, by the way, can change all the time. I told you I narrowed it down to 2. It's probably like more like 5. Like Pulp Fiction is probably somewhere near the top. Moulin Rouge, like I mentioned earlier, is probably somewhere near the top. But towards the end of Conan, they steal the princess, and the bad guy, James Earl Jones, Darth Vader, is coming to get the princess. And so they're doing their last stand, and he knows they're super outnumbered. And so he's not a religious guy at all, but he believes in his god Krom. He has to stand before his god Krom in the end and prove that he was worthy. Basically, he's like Thor, because John Milius, the guy that wrote that, basically just kind of changed the Norse mythology for the Conan mythology and kind of put it in the movie. But so basically, he has to stand before Odin in the end and see if he's worthy to go into Valhalla. But so at the end, they're outnumbered, and they're pretty sure they're gonna die. So he says, "Krom, I have never prayed to before. I have no tongue for it. No one will remember if we were good men or bad, why we fought or why we died. No, all that is important is that 2 stood against many. Battle pleases you, Krom, so grant me one request. Grant me revenge. And if you do not listen, then to hell with you."
Wow.
We got a proper quote there.
That's the worst Schwarzenegger ever, but I just love the fact he humbles himself first. Please help us. And hopefully this pleases you. And if you don't listen, fuck you. I love that. That's my attitude about everything in life. I love that. So that's my favorite quote of all time.
That is really, really good. Vin?
Yes. So the General C again with a question. Did you watch
Can this fucking guy leave us alone?
Did you watch The Walking Dead final episode? If you did, what were your thoughts on how it ended?
I loved The Walking Dead when it first came out.
No spoilers. No spoilers.
Hated Shane, who I now love. Jon Bernthal. Jon Bernthal is fantastic. He is the best Punisher ever. Hated Shane, but around season 5-ish, like I'm not sure. I think it was season 5 when they first started going to I think there was a hospital or something like that. The writing became so inconsistent. Like characters kept doing things that were totally out of their character, like just bizarre, and they kept faking out deaths and stuff like that. I just stopped watching the show. I watched the season premiere, whichever one where they killed. Spoiler alert: the Glenn and Abraham and stuff like that. But I haven't watched it consistently at all. So no, I haven't watched the last episode.
Yep. Cool. Awesome.
And then we have another question. Oh, sorry.
Oh,
Then
go on then. Go on.
we have another question from chat. Totally out of out of context, but Muppet 1169, the sexy ginger, he's asking, "What's your favorite cheese?"
So this is going to be vanilla and boring probably, but cheddar cheese. Cheddar cheese is fantastic. I will suck a dick. I'm not gay. I have no problem with gays, but I will suck a dick for cheddar cheese. Unless the cheddar cheese is inside the dick. That's going too far. That's one step beyond what I'm willing to do.
I think that's called Smeg. Don't worry, you'll be safe.
Cheddar cheese, and then I hate American cheese. I don't know if do you guys have in the UK or Holland or anywhere else. Do you have American cheese, like this gross processed yellow cheese?
Yeah. We put it on cheeseburgers here. If you go to grill, for a barbecue, and we do the hamburger, and then we put that cheese. We take it out of the plastic and put it on it.
Yeah, plastic cheese. Yeah, plastic cheese.
You might as well leave it in the plastic for all I care. I hate American cheese.
Yeah, me too. But we only use it for cheeseburgers here.
Yeah, same here. Yeah, it's terrible.
So, Phil, I'm going to ask you a question, mate, because we're on the films and celebrities, etc. Have you met anyone famous?
I've met a lot of famous people, not like had a lot of one-on-one interactions, and I'm not one to. I don't like to know anything about celebrities' personal lives. Like, I'm not interested in that at all. I like their performances in a movie or something like that, and I hate finding out something terrible about somebody because it ruins their body of work. If it's something like, look at Bill Cosby. I thought Bill Cosby was a funny motherfucker. I don't want to watch anything with fucking Mr. Rapey face in it now. Yeah. But I met Mike Tyson. So my point of my story is I don't really idolize or look up to many celebrities at all. Like I think Bruce Lee was fantastic. Arnold Schwarzenegger is awesome. Mike Tyson, I was huge into boxing. My grandfather got me into boxing, so I used to always watch boxing. He kind of taught me how to box, things like that. But it's kung fu. He taught me kung fu. So I met Mike Tyson down in Vegas. I mean, I saw all kinds of celebrities down there all the time in the hotels. I think it was the Canelo and what's the Whitaker? Yeah, Whitaker. Canelo and Whitaker fight. They're doing the press conference at our hotel for that. And Mike Tyson was one of the guests. He did a little appearance or whatever. Well, he was having like anxiety or something like that after his little session. So in the back hallway, like he had like a big entourage of bodyguards and stuff, which I think is hilarious because it's Mike Tyson. But he's like, man, I got to get out of here. And he comes over to me. I'm in the back hallway. And I was in there. I had my vest on that says, the place I worked at, and then K9 team on it in big letters, like all especially on the back. And he's like, hey, can you get us out of here? I just want to leave. I said, hey, yeah, come this way. I'll get you guys out of here. So I was trying to avoid the crowd and stuff like that. So we go to this back hallway, and he sees I'm in front of them. And so I kind of, this is my first, like, he's one of the celebrities I actually do look up to. So I'm like, oh, giddy. It's Mike Tyson. But I didn't say any of that. Of course, I was playing it off just like the girl when I was driving. I played it off. Yeah, I drive like this all the time. But so I'm going down this hallway. He's like, K9 team, I don't see any dog, man. And I turned around. I was like, oh, no, that just means they work me like a dog. I don't actually have a dog. And he actually laughed. And he thought, oh, that was really good. He grabbed my arm. So I thought that was really cool. So that's my one celebrity I thought was cool story. So I've done a bunch of like bomb sweeps and stuff for celebrities before that years ago. And most celebrities are fucking douchebags.
Again, from the General C, this is not a question this time, but a heads up, I think. He says, last question. I've got some cheddar cheese. Where are we meeting?
Wherever you want, big boy. Wherever you want.
Love that. Luna, you're up with a question.
So if you could spend the day with any actor, dead or actress, dead or alive, who would it be and what would you do?
Oh, absolutely, Bruce Lee. No doubt. I modeled a lot of my modeled a lot of my teenage years around Bruce Lee, like his teachings and things. Like I still use his philosophy of martial arts. So, like he didn't believe in like crystallizations or styles. Like, okay, you have to become this style. No, you should just take what works for you. Everybody has a different body. Everybody has different strengths and weaknesses. Take what works for you individually and get rid of the rest of the fluff and the bullshit, which I think MMA is a lot more like now. And when I was a kid, MMA didn't really exist like it does now. But yeah, definitely Bruce Lee. I would love to have a meal with him and pick his brain, and I would like to spar him. I would definitely want to get in shape first. I would be embarrassed to fight him right now. You'd see Bruce Lee fighting a sumo. It would be like a video game. So, but yeah, I think it'd be
Punch out
fantastic.
too. Love that. Vin?
Yeah. So how about cartoons? Are you into cartoons? Is there any series of cartoons you really like?
Most adult cartoons, like, or just even like, I wouldn't call it a dark cartoon, but like things even like Bob's Burgers, things like that. I love all animated shows. I absolutely love them. There's some of my favorite shows. Archer.
Love Archer.
Just tons of I love animation. I'm not huge into anime just because I don't think I've watched enough of it. Like I don't know. I don't have a strong feeling one way or the other. One of my favorite movies of all time is an anime film, though. The original Ninja Scroll film.
Oh I
my
love
God.
that. It's my all-time favorite.
Yes, my
mate.
too, man.
Yes.
It's so good. Absolutely love it.
It is brilliant. Jubei, the man.
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
Luna, we're now on to TV and anime, etc. So
Yeah, I was going to go to music, so I'm going scrolling back up again. TV. So, what is your favorite TV show of all time? The series you can binge watch over and over again.
Oh, I have so many shows I could binge watch over and over again. Just on a geek level, I think probably the one that means the most to me on a personal, or has throughout my life meant the most, is the original Star Trek, like the old 60s version with Kirk and Spock and McCoy, the cheesy special effects. That's my favorite. I love Star Trek. Futurama's another one. Game of Thrones, last season. I don't hate the last season of Game of Thrones like everybody else does. I thought it was way too rushed and abbreviated, but it was okay.
Yeah,
But
I thought it was okay as well. But...
Yeah, I don't think it's as bad as everybody says, but there's a lot of shows. Yeah, I love a lot of shows. I fall asleep to shows all the time because I don't know. It's like having some kind of noise when I fall asleep. And a lot of people do white noise or relaxing noises. I like to watch some kind of show or something like that, so it keeps the episodes going. If it's just a movie, I'll wake up again. But if it's a show, it just keeps going. So that's fantastic.
Yeah. Oh, you're still here.
Vin?
Which TV show could you not get into that everybody seems to like?
A few years ago it was Mad Men. Like I tried watching Mad Men. Everybody said it was fantastic. I couldn't get into it at all. Friends. I never watched a single episode of Friends. I've never watched Friends.
Oh.
So I don't know if
that.
I'm
Disappointed
a
in that.
Joey or a Phoebe or whatever the fuck. I don't know who any of those characters' personality traits are. Like everybody's all, you are this or you're that. Okay, thank you.
Is there a reason that you didn't watch it, or?
It just wasn't really interesting to me at the time. Like it just seemed so phony. Like they're in these huge apartments. And I just wasn't interested in either. Like I like kung fu and crazy stuff. Like I don't know. It just wasn't interesting to me. I wasn't interested.
I watched it for Jennifer Aniston.
Oh yeah, Jennifer Aniston is gorgeous. Brad Pitt.
Yeah. Guys, can you stop talking about my wife, please, guys? Thank you very much. Let's move on. Luna.
Oh, sorry, she's a wonderful woman.
Thank you.
Which TV show do you think you should have had another season but was cancelled with before its time?
Oh, so many. The most recent though is Glow on Netflix. Glow was fucking fantastic, and they canceled it. I love that show. If you guys haven't seen Glow, watch Glow. It is fantastic.
I've got it on my watch list. It looks cool. I've watched like one episode. It looks good.
Yeah, it gets really, really good, but don't expect a good ending because they canceled it. Supposedly due to the pandemic. I don't know if we're allowed to say that word. I don't know what the
Yeah, we can say it.
But
Say whatever you want.
fuck. I like to say fuck. That's why I asked earlier. No, yeah, it was a great show, but I can't believe that they canceled that.
Love that.
Yes,
Vin?
Captain Clueless.
Oh,
I
it's
see
gone.
that on the screen.
Vin has disappeared. I don't know where he's gone to. So
I'll
I'm
ask
going to
another
go.
question.
Okay,
Alright,
go
I'll
for it,
do
Luna. Go for it.
Hang on a sec.
Sorry, but I
So
don't
you
ever
don't-
do
you
these
don't
live
watch anime?
streams or anything. So I'm sorry, kind of like Ricky Bobby. I don't know what to do with my hands.
Don't
so
worry, mate.
I'm
Don't
gonna-
worry.
Alright.
sit on them. Go ahead, please. And I keep looking down here, but I should
You
be
say
looking
you
up
like
here.
anime, but you don't really like anime. Is there any anime that you really enjoy?
Not one that's like a serialized one that's had a bunch of episodes. Just because I haven't been exposed to enough of them. I would love to get into Dragon Ball, but there's like so many decades of Dragon Ball,
Start from
hundreds
the
of
beginning.
episodes. I love the the setting, especially superhuman kung fu. I love it.
Yeah.
But
Oh, that's
yeah,
nice. Yeah.
I have a few I could recommend, mate, that may get you into, especially if you're a Ninja Scroll fan.
yeah, the one I have gotten into recently, I did watch the only 2 seasons of so far. What is it called? One Punch Man. I love One Punch Man.
Yeah, brilliant.
Fantastic.
That is brilliant. That is really good. So we're going to go on to music now. We're going to go on to music.
This will be a short section.
Yeah, it's okay. It's not a problem. What's your favorite genre of music?
So I'm one of the weird people that don't really listen to music. Like the music doesn't do anything for me. It doesn't move me in any way at all. I'm a kind of a visual person. So auditory things, I can appreciate them when I hear them, but they don't really catch my attention. I would say probably like some kind of metal or hate rock, whatever. I don't even know what they're called. Some kind of like, not like soft rock, but like probably more like a metal, maybe. Not necessarily screaming.
Rock. Yeah.
No fair play. No fair play. Luna?
So we're moving away from music then. Do you like reading?
Well, I would love it if I knew how. I told you I dropped out of school, so I like picture books. No, I do. I love reading. I don't do it nearly as much as I should, especially now with the proliferation of streaming. Like streaming's on your phone, streaming's everywhere. It's so hard to read anymore because it's so much easier to turn on a show. Yeah, but yes, I love reading.
Definitely love that, mate. We are going to go on to games because we know that is a passion of yours. So we also know about the Souls games. So we're going to try to step away from that. We're going to try and learn some more games from you. Okay. So when you first played a console or PC game, what was your first ever game you played?
I remember specifically the first game I ever saw. My uncle was playing. He was at my grandparents' house. He was playing Space Invaders, where they come across the screen. On an Atari 2600. I was too little, so he wouldn't let me touch it or play it or anything like that. Yeah. But I really remember, and I was mesmerized by it. I was like, ooh, that's neat.
Oh, yeah.
First game as a kid I played was something like Commodore 64. I don't know specifically which title would be the first.
Okay. I had a Commodore as well. Don't worry, mate. I know what you mean.
Yeah, they kind of all blend together.
They do.
What's your least favorite that you've ever played?
My least favorite game, and I hope my friend, I know he'll watch this. He probably won't catch it live, but he'll watch on your channel later. Brian, this is for you. The game Turning Point on the Xbox 360. It was this like alternate history World War II shooter by the studio that went on to make Capcom hired out to do the Lost Planet 3, and then they went out of business. No surprise because that studio sucked. They did a game called Turning Point, The Fall of Liberty or something like that. And then they did another one called Legendary right after. They're both first-person shooters. They're both terrible. That game was fucking offensively bad. My friend he used to be a achievement hunter or junkie, whatever you want to call it. So he got the full 1,000 points for that game. To this day, I don't know why we're friends.
We call them achievement horse here.
Yeah.
Vin, are you prepared for a question because you disappeared on us?
Yeah, I had to go for a wank.
Yeah, all right, that's fine. But are you ready for a question?
Yeah. So
go for it.
What? Because here it comes. This is why I invited you. What video game deserves the remaster treat?
Oh my god! So you guys do a 2-hour show, right? I'll need to be your guest for the next 25 episodes.
Yeah.
Let's see. Skies of Arcadia.
Woohoo!
Shining Force 3. All 3 chapters of Shining Force 3. So many games, but there's so many like classic Sega games. I could literally list off Sega games all fucking day long. They all need a remaster. I don't even care.
Okay, let's go 3. Let's narrow it down to 3.
Okay, yeah, Shining Force 3, Skies of Arcadia.
Oh no! Oh no!
And let's see.
Oh no!
Probably Panzer Dragoon Saga. I think more people need to experience that game.
I love you so much, man. I love you so
much. Those are the 3.
I love Shining Force. Shining Force goes with me. I love that. So
how many pounds of cheddar cheese do you want?
27.
No worries, it's coming with me.
Luna, save this conversation because Vin's like gonna disappear again to have another.
He's gonna get too excited, isn't he? What upcoming games are the most excited? You're most excited for?
Oh,
now do you guys do the subtitles for me or do you want me to talk yeah, the most. I still can't talk. The one that's coming up the most soon Terror of Hemosaurus, this little indie game that one guy made. He's an indie developer, made it all by himself. It just came out on Steam like last month, and it's coming to PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X the beginning of December. It's like a pixel art throwback to the Rampage game, so you can play like as a kaiju. You're destroying buildings. It's 2-dimensional. You're eating people. Callisto Protocol, the Dead Space remake, Silent Hill 2 remake, Fable. Hopefully Fable's going to be good. I think Playground Games has potential to do something fantastic. A bunch of games. I'm excited for a lot of games. Earth Defense Force 6 on PlayStation 5. Earth Defense Force games. Let me tell you about our Lord and Savior, Earth Defense Force. They're the best. The best!
We have 25 more episodes booked now.
Love that. Luna.
What game would you go to chill? Just like a chill game that you'd just pick up just for chilling.
Right now, I turn off my brain and have a fantastic time and just relax. Is Vampire Survivors. Vampire Survivors is so relaxing and cool. It's awesome.
I've not tried that one. I'll have to pick it up.
But I could go to OG like Doom anytime. I could play the original Doom or Doom 2 anytime. I could always play those.
That relaxes you, Doom.
Oh yeah.
That stresses me the hell out. I want to throw it out the window.
Luna, Vampire Survivors is on Game Pass for PC and Xbox. Or on Steam for £5. How you say that? Quid or pound there?
I think Vin's getting sponsored for this, so let me interject here. Okay, Vin, before you ask your question,
let me tell you about Vampire Survivors, my favorite game. Raid Shadow Legends.
Oh no! So Phil, I'm going to ask you a question. When you've had a game that's been massively hyped, everyone's like, "Oh, it's going to be the best thing." I'm just going to say hypothetically, let's say Hogwarts Legacy. Everyone's hyped for that one.
Yep.
Is there a game that you've been really hyped for? You've got it, and you've gone, "Fuck, this is shit."
Oh yeah, plenty of times probably. Probably one of the biggest ones, and I wasn't hyped for the multiplayer like a lot of people were, but Crackdown 3. Crackdown 3 was a big disappointment for me. I thought it was okay, but it wasn't nearly what I wanted. I'm afraid to say the game I've been playing recently that just doesn't click with me that much so far. Like people will hate me. I eventually want to get more subscribers. I don't want to say, but God of War 2018. I didn't like God of War that much. I love the old God of War games. Kratos is fantastic. I love the storytelling, the graphics, and everything. But so far, I've only played a little bit. I haven't played that much on my PlayStation 5 yet. But so far, the combat just doesn't click with me for the new God of War. I know that's like blasphemy to people. That's like the best game ever, but it just feels too simple or dumb or something. Something about the cameras maybe slightly too close or something. I don't know. Maybe it'll click over time. And I made the huge mistake of playing on the hardest difficulty at first. That game was fucking hard on the hardest difficulty.
Love that. Luna?
Is there any game that scared you and you're like, nope, not playing this?
Okay, now, I don't want to sound like I'm being egotistical or, I'm super fucking badass or anything like that. But I'm not a guy in life that really gets scared very much. Like, I'm a pretty capable person. So things don't really scare me. But if I can play a game that scares me, fucking love that feeling because I don't get to experience that much. I'm not trying to sound, I'm super cool. I don't get scared, but I'm saying if I watch movies are okay, but games, because you're controlling it, I think they're way scarier. I fucking love that scary feeling. So yeah, I get scared in games all the time. I turn the lights off always when I play a horror game, surround sound way up, headphones, whatever, way up. I love feeling weak and powerless. I think that's one of the reasons I like the Souls games. I like feeling. And this isn't a sexual kink, by the way, because I know some people's minds are going there. I'm not into S&M or anything like that, BDM, whatever. I don't want a fucking mistress to punish me. I love that feeling of weakness and powerlessness. I love that in games. So yeah, horror games. Mwah.
Set the sentences. Love that. Love that. Finn?
So, what is your favorite horror game then? And why is it condemned?
Because of the criminal origins, baby. No, Condemned is fantastic, by the way. I bought that at the release of Xbox 360. I don't think I played it for like the first 2 years. Once I finally did play it, I was like, oh my god, I wish I would have played this earlier. It's so good. Probably Silent Hill, and this is going to be controversial. Hot take from Fu. The original Silent Hill. Silent Hill 2 is like probably the best, but Silent Hill 1, just because I was a kid at the time, maybe like young teenage years, I'm not sure when that came out. I don't want to say how old I am. I'm 65. But the original Silent Hill I thought was so cool. Like I thought Resident Evil was cool and stuff like that, but it was more like action focused and just the creepy. And they did like weird camera angles and it was 3D, so the camera moved around, the eerie music and sound effects. And you didn't really have weapons. You had to run away from creepy, gross shapes. I love the original Silent Hill.
Very unique. Yeah, great show.
Love it.
I'm going to ask this one because this is quite infamous with me, with quitting and raging. But probably going to be difficult for you because you love, obviously, the Souls games. But is there a game that's actually made you rage quit completely? I know you said from Souls you've taken a break from it, put it away. But is there anyone that's you've gone, nah, fuck that game, nah, fuck off?
Out of sheer frustration?
Yeah.
Probably trying to do the Mile High Club on veteran difficulty on the original Call of Duty 4.
Oh,
it was so hard. I rage quit. I knew I could have persevered. Oh, also, the insane difficulty Queen Mira in Gears of War 3. That is so fucking hard.
Yeah,
those are the two examples I've rage quit both of those. Not rage quit, but I haven't gone back to them. Because I'm like, no, fuck this.
No, we're counting that as rage quit.
I count it as rage quit.
Luna, you're up.
Which game do you believe deserves a remake that hasn't had one yet?
I won't mention the ones I already did for the remasters because those all, I think, deserve remakes as well. I think Soul Reaver, like the Legacy of Kain sequel, Soul Reaver, I love that game. I would love a big budget remake of that.
There is a rumor, mate, that it is getting one. There is a
I've heard Night Dive Studios might be doing it. If that's the case, well, they probably do a remaster first, but I know they're doing a remake of System Shock.
That's a good choice for the studio then. Yeah.
Yeah, and what version had the best version? Dreamcast.
Of course.
Wasn't even close.
Oh, don't get him started, Foo. Come on. Come on. I wanted to ask you questions, mate, not sit there and enjoy himself. Vin, have you actually got a question other than Dreamcast?
What was the first game that made you fall in love with gaming?
So the first game that I specifically remember, because I played games as a kid, kind of as a maybe a tertiary hobby, because I liked playing outside. I liked riding my bike. I liked fighting, that kind of thing. I liked acting like I was in kung fu movies or whatever, acting out those scenes. Like, to me, now I think he's a douchebag, but at the time when I was a kid, I thought Chuck Norris was super cool. Fuck Chuck Norris. But so I think the first game that actually made me take gaming as more of a serious hobby or that really grabbed my interest was the first Shining Force. I remember playing that. I beat it.
Love him.
And something about the gameplay and the story, and then you watch the credits and you find out all of a sudden Max lives. Like, oh my god, Max alive! I had to play through it immediately and go find the rest of the secret characters I hadn't unlocked and stuff. Shining Force and then Streets of Rage 2. Those are the two games that really cemented gaming to me. And I became more of a primary focus for me. It's gaming.
Love that. Luna?
What makes a great game for you? Is it the storyline, the characters, villains, heroes?
All of the above. Yeah, the storyline, I think, it really depends on the genre of game, but to me, and one thing I want to do is when I started doing YouTube, I kind of want to do reviews, but it's so hard to do reviews because people get the advanced copies and stuff like that. I don't know. It's a lot of work, but one thing that nobody really talks about is not the acting caliber necessarily, but the story can be really good, but if the performances are terrible, it pulls me out of it. So I like a good performance, but a good story is really important. I prefer most narrative stories probably than just straight action as a general rule.
I love that. Love that. Vin?
So which game has the best soundtrack for you?
Easy! Streets of Rage 2. Or, like I said, I can never narrow things down. Doom 1, which is just a rip off a bunch of metal music, I guess. I'm not I don't really know music. But I love Streets of Rage 2 and the original Doom. I hear the original that's level 1, E1, M1 fucking level music start and Doom. I get a fucking raging, tiny little hard on. Basically, I like a small clit, basically. But yeah, it gets my blood flowing, man. I love it.
Brilliant. Guys, can we ask for some top 5 questions?
Yeah.
So, Phil, we're going to ask you for your top 5 now. I know you've given it, some of these you've already given to us, All right. But I know that you say it change all the time, which is actually really helpful for us, so we can repeat questions. All right. So we're going to ask you top fives. The guys are going to give you the categories. Try not to get too involved in it because it will literally hold it up.
No, just let him be. Just let him be him.
just
Man.
flow.
Is this
I
like
love
a
this.
Rorschach test? Like it tells you something about me, what I pick?
So I've got your personality written down, mate. Don't worry, I've got it going. I'll let you know the results after the show, all right? Luna, can you start us off with the first top five?
Yeah, so I know we discussed it before, but top 5 movies.
Conan, Pulp Fiction, Casablanca, Moulin Rouge. Oh, what would it go for 4 or 5? We'll do something funny. Kung Fu Hustle.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Go for us.
Okay. That is
Specifically
crazy. That is
in
crazy.
Mandarin, though. You have to watch it in the original language. It sucks in the English dub.
Yeah.
Or I think it's in Cantonese, actually.
Top 5 movie characters.
Conan, Rick from Casablanca, the 2 characters from Moulin. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, Conan for sure, though. I mean, he's a literary character first. I don't know if that counts. You want to do specific movie characters? I don't know. I'm going to do Conan. I'm going to cheat anyways. Let's try to save time.
Yeah.
Marv, I'm looking at my there. I have a movie shelf off camera over here, so I'm kind of cheating. But Marv from Sin City. When I grow up, I want to be fucking Marv.
Yeah.
I'll go with Hugh Jackman's portrayal of Wolverine was fantastic.
Oh yeah.
I think Bruce Lee's character from Into the Dragon was really good, and Bolo's character from Bloodsport.
Okay.
You break my record, I break you, like I break your friend. Love it.
Oh, guess what? I don't know that one, but
Top
Bloodsport's
5
Van Damme.
TV series.
sorry.
What was that, Luna? I'm sorry.
Top 5 TV series.
Original Star Trek, Futurama. And this one is shameful, but the Incredible Hulk show, the one from the 70s with Lou Ferrigno. Love that show. Kung Fu with David Carradine.
Okay. Yeah.
And probably Sopranos.
Ooh.
Good. That's actually not bad. Not bad at all. Vin?
Top 5 actors.
Humphrey Bogart, Sean Connery, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Toshiro Mifune. I loved him in fucking everything. He was supposed to be Obi-Wan Kenobi. Would have been so much better. I know Alec Guinness is a UK treasure and everything, but fuck Alec Guinness, Toshiro Mifune. And then Angela Bassett. Or are we going to do actors and actresses separately?
We can
Separately.
We do separate, yeah.
Okay, so I need one more. Let's go with... Oh, shit. Who's a really good actor that I love? I'm wasting all your time. Sorry.
Don't.
Jason Statham.
Samuel Jackson, probably. I love Samuel Jackson and everything he
yeah.
does.
Oh, Samuel Jackson, brilliant. Absolutely fantastic.
Motherfucking snakes.
Yeah, I'm tired of these motherfucking snakes on this motherfucking plane.
Top 5
Luna,
actors.
yeah, you gone. Top 5 actresses. Fu.
Angela Bassett, Michelle Pfeiffer,
Ooh.
Rita Hayworth. Oh, Rita Hayworth. Oh, my goodness. Hold on. Whew. I can just hold on. You guys can't see this, right? Okay, yeah. Rita Hayworth. No. Let's see. Who's really good that I love? Oh, I think Charlize Theron is fantastic. Was that 5 or was that only 4?
That's 4.
Yeah,
That's 4. That's 4.
4?
One more.
Let's see. Who else is just I'm captivated by any performance she does. Let me think. I don't like a lot of her movies, but I think Audrey Hepburn was really good. I like her in some roles, but most of her movies aren't really for me. But I think she was fantastic. Oh no, let's fuck her. Nicole Kidman, Moulin Rouge. She gets it for Satine.
Okay. I love the way you swat the camera.
I don't do live things, so I don't know. It's all
I
new
love
to me.
it. I love
I got a can of air here in case something really freaky starts.
Vin?
Top 5 games.
Ever?
Yeah,
oh
ever.
man, it's
It's
too
a real
hard.
tough one,
Original
makes it
Doom
tough.
has to go in there, and you can really do Doom 1 or Doom 2. So I'll do Doom.
You can also do series.
Yeah,
Okay,
seriously.
yeah, okay, perfect. Doom, Dark Souls, Shining Force. This is not just for Vin. Skies of Arcadia. And just it's by itself. I'm hoping it's a series one day. They need to fucking make a sequel, especially for one of the endings. But Sekiro, I think Sekiro is
Yeah.
From Software's fucking magnum opus so far.
I'm going back to that game because
It's so good, man.
You talk about so much, but you know I'm so shit at those Souls games. I never get past like the first
Okay,
boss.
you won't do Sekiro over then, mate.
Yeah, I
You
know.
won't
I have
do
a
that.
whole video written out that I haven't actually done yet for YouTube of specifically why Sekiro is not a Soulsborne game. Because to me, it's not.
No,
Okay.
Love that, mate. Love that. Luna?
Top 5 countries that you visited.
Oh,
So this is the ones that sucked. UK. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just busting balls. Let's see. Well, the United States, boo. Canada, I love Canada. Like, I love the culture of Canada. It's way too fucking cold for me, but I think Canada's awesome. I haven't visited a ton of more vacation-y places, more nasty places. I thought Germany was really cool. The people of Germany were awesome. The food was really good. And I can't count the UK because I haven't actually really done much than like stay in an airport. Probably Mexico. And just for personal reasons and just for the topography, like the landscape and everything is fucking gorgeous. I don't think, well, I understand why people don't talk about why it looks nice, but Afghanistan is fantastic. It's so picturesque and cool looking. When I was there, I visited like one of the supposedly, when I stayed with the Kiwis, they took me out to what was supposed to be like one of Genghis Khan's strongholds when he conquered that part of the world.
oh,
I guess like his nephew or something like that was killed there, so he like slaughtered like tens of thousands of people after that. But it was really cool. I got some really cool pictures there. It was like super uphill or super steep, and I was with these Marines and the Kiwis, and so about halfway up, I had all this shit on, all this gear on. I have extra stuff because I have my dog stuff on me too.
yeah.
About halfway up this super steep hill, I got out of breath, but I didn't want to admit it in front of anybody. So I was like, "Oh man, this view is beautiful." So I started taking pictures and stuff like halfway up. I was really just catching my breath. But
Breather. Love that. Love that. Vin?
Top 5 bands, music bands.
Korn, I like Korn. I'm not big on music at all. I love Korn. Fuck, I don't know any bands at all.
You can also say the Offspring from Crazy Taxi.
Oh yeah, I like it. Offspring. I actually do like some of the music. I like the band Cake. Speaking of like that time frame of music, Rammstein's really good, and probably Disturbed. I don't know if they're even still around, but I saw them live. They were pretty cool.
Ooh.
Love that. I'm going to ask this one, guys. Video game characters.
I don't know why, because I hate blonde people usually. Sorry if anybody's blonde. But I love Axel from Streets of Rage. I always pick him first before I play anybody else. Gong from the original Shining Force. The Gong's always awesome.
Oh, Gone the Monk. Yeah.
The best character in video games by far, Solid Snake, not Big Boss or any of the other bullshit. Solid Snake
Solid
from Metal
Snake,
Gear
yeah.
Solid. That's the man. Also from that game, I'm gonna pick another one. Vulcan Raven. Vulcan Raven was fucking
Yeah.
fantastic in that game. He deserved his own
Yeah, charming,
series.
yeah, brilliant character.
Now Fleety gets a boner.
And then
I
I'll do this one specifically for Vin. I'll say Sonic.
Woohoo!
I love that. So Luna, the questions I'd like us to ask now, if you don't mind. We've got some really random questions, and I think these are perfect for food.
Yeah,
Just
my
for
mind is
personality,
always
I
random.
think these random questions are going to be absolutely perfect for you. So Luna, can we ask some random questions for him, please?
Okay. So you've been given 100 is it dollars?
Dollars,
Right?
yeah, dollars,
For spending for a spending spree. Which store would you go into? And what would
Hold on, I can't. Hold on, I gotta find it first.
currency wrong.
A store? $100? $100 doesn't buy much these days. Let's see, how many $5 hookers could I get for $100? I dropped out of school, so hold on, I gotta take out my toes to count. I don't know. Probably I'm fat right now, and I always love food. I'll probably go to some really fancy restaurant that I've never eaten before and try out some kind of new cuisine.
Ooh, nice.
That's cool. Okay, Vin, are you okay?
yeah, I'm okay.
After the $5
Vin,
hooker.
have you got a random question for?
Who would you pick to play you in a movie about your life?
I'll go with like I said, the guy who wanted to be like the most as an actor. He's older now, but I'm old as fuck anyways. Steve Buscemi. I think Steve Buscemi would do a fantastic job. He'd be quirky and weird. He could probably kung fu somebody if he needed to. Steve Buscemi.
Love that. Love
He
that.
opens boxes with an X.
Yeah, where's my axe? I actually have. The reason I use this one is because I collect blades. I accidentally got 2 of this one, so I use one to open shit. The other one's for killing people and babies and stuff. Specifically babies. They make so much noise.
Love that. Luna?
If you could visit anywhere in the world, where would it be and why?
Visit. Probably some place in Africa. I don't know. There's so many cool places and things to see in Africa. Like I wouldn't want to live there, but I would like to visit there and live.
Yeah.
I would like to go to like probably Australia, maybe maybe New Zealand.
Love that. Love that. Vin?
New Zealand seems to be gorgeous, huh?
Yeah, they made those terrible Lord of the Rings movies there.
Oh, they
Just
did.
just kidding. They're good.
I thought they were in Scotland, but
What?
Same thing.
oh.
Oh, Vin. Come on, Vin. Let's ask a question, mate.
What
That's
is
where
your
they made the
favorite-
Highlander.
So you've got that tattoos, right? So what is your favorite tattoo you got?
I don't have any tattoos.
Okay.
My favorite one, you can't see it. It's like a smudge now because I got it when I was 16 years old. In the States, you have to be 18 to get a tattoo, but I was dating a girl that was 4 years older than me, and she went and got a tattoo, and I just lied and said I was 18. She lied and said I was 18. It was like, at the time, I told you guys, kind of hinted at, I had really bad anger control as a kid. I was a very violent kid. I was just angry at the world. But I got the Chinese character, or like Japanese call it kanji or whatever, same thing. For calmness, it's like in black and red, and it's kind of has like the character itself and then like a shadow.
Oh,
This is
right.
this is like 75 years ago. Like I said, I was 16, but I can't see it, and I don't even remember it's there most of the times. But I just like the person I was with and the circumstances I got it with. So yeah, that one has a lot of sentimental value for me.
So can you read this then? Let me get it from.
Well, not if you don't get it on the camera, Vin, for fuck's sake.
Jesus Christ.
Well, for one, it's upside down, but
I think it says, "I want a chicken chow mein."
yeah, so something about you're actually a secret fucking Nintendo fan. What is that about?
That's the truth.
No, I don't. I only recognize a few kanji. Like I remember ones I learned. Like I remember like Kuruma was a car, and I remember it because most of those are actually like little pictures. I remember car. You drew like a line down the middle for like the axle of the car, or I guess the body of the car, and then 2 axles, and then like 4 seats for people. And so that's how I remember. I remember like mountain was like 3 lines and like a line at the bottom, but you like they actually make little pictures. So I remember the ones that I learned, but I don't read them.
I love that. I love that. Luna?
Do you have any plans for any more tattoos in the future?
I do if I ever get myself back into like fighting form or just a more fit level. Like right now, if I got a tattoo and then I got back in shape, it would look like something completely different. I don't know, but
Do I have to
maybe
show this,
eventually.
Fleety? Do I have to show this, Fleety, or not?
Show what?
The Sonic tattoo.
Oh
on my
no,
arse.
you're okay. You're okay. Sorry, Finn.
No, we don't want to see that. Thanks.
Finn,
Yeah, so indeterminate. So I don't know for sure. I don't have any like concrete plans. I have some things that I've designed, but I don't know if I'll ever get them.
Okay.
Love that. Love that. Right, so Fu, we are on to what we call the fun stage of the interview. I think the whole thing's been fun anyway. But
Oh,
this
thank
is-
God, it's gonna get fun finally. Jesus.
So we do the quick fire questions, mate. We literally are just going to ask you yes or no, or one or the other, whatever you prefer. Questions.
Is
All right,
it
mate.
that late already then? Fucking hell.
Yeah. Time goes quickly,
Not
mate.
that fast.
Goes that quickly.
Oh.
Vin can't tell the time either, so don't worry, guys. So Vin and Luna will take it in turn. So actually, I'm gonna get Vin to start off this time, Luna. So get Vin up there. So they're gonna ask you questions, mate. As always, don't try to overthink it. Just power first thing comes to your mind. Vin, start us off, mate.
Pineapple pizza, yes or no?
Absolutely.
Takeaway or home cook?
Take away for sure.
Sega or Nintendo?
Please.
yeah, I have to ask
Sega.
it. Yeah,
Sega.
of course.
Tea or coffee?
Neither.
That's fine.
A coffee, I guess.
That's fair.
I'm not proper enough for tea. I don't lift my pinky or anything.
Skies of
Limited.
Arcadia or Shining Force?
Ooh.
Oh man. Sadly, Shining Force. I think. Sorry, I love Skies of Arcadia
Yes! In the basement. Sorry, Luna. Sorry, mate.
Sweet or savoury?
though. Sweet.
Football or soccer?
Soccer. Or are you saying it like? How do I pronounce it? Or are you talking about like American football or soccer, real football?
Yeah, the real. No, the real football is with the foot.
Yeah. Soccer. I like soccer. I mean, I'm not big into sports except for like combat sports, but yeah, soccer for sure.
Chocolate or candy?
Chocolate. All the chocolate.
Sonic or Mario?
I don't like child molesters, so why would I like Mario? Sonic. You know that mustache is hiding something funky.
Beer or cider?
Cider? I'm not a beer guy at all for some reason. I don't know.
Ass or tits?
Ass.
There it is.
Rum
What
or
else is
gin?
there? I'm sorry?
Rum or gin?
Rum.
The Sega Saturn or the Sega Dreamcast?
It's good.
Dreamcast. Sega Saturn had more better games, but Dreamcast is my favorite system of all time.
Love it.
Pepsi or Coke?
At a theater, in a glass with ice, Coke, out of a can or a bottle, Pepsi.
Okay.
Good
Fair
answer.
enough.
Good answer.
Demon
Sid?
Souls or Bloodborne?
Bloodborne. Demon Souls is garbage.
Hot dogs or burger?
A burger.
Vin?
Large lunch or large dinner?
Large dinner. I don't want to be weighted down during the day.
Pancakes, sweet or savoury?
Sweet. Put some chocolate chips in those bitches.
Love that. Love that.
McDonald's or KFC?
KFC.
Snickers or crunchy?
Snickers. Gotta have those peanuts.
Oh yeah.
Ice cream or cake?
Well, I am fat. I like cake on my ice cream or cake, ice cream on my
Hey,
cake.
that's fine. That's a fair answer.
Console or PC?
Say again?
Console or PC?
Console. I'm not a fucking psychopath.
Sekiro or Elden Ring?
Ooh.
Skiddo. Hate to say it.
PlayStation or Xbox?
Xbox.
What?
Right.
You can't say it after your last video.
Shh, don't tell my PlayStation.
Oh, sorry.
Guys?
Oh, I'm again. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh.
Oh,
Pokemon or
sorry.
Digimon?
Pokemon. I like Team Rocket.
Team Rocket.
Okay.
On the cartoon, yeah. I don't know. I've never played any Pokemon game, by the way. Not one.
Vin?
Hot dog or burger?
We've had that.
Oh,
Burger.
Already been answered, my friend. I'm not
Come
going
on,
to repeat
Vin,
myself.
wake up.
Spyro or Crash Bandicoot?
Wait, who are Crash Bandicoot?
Spyro. With the dragon.
Oh, Crash Bandicoot. Yeah, no, yeah, I know who he is. I just didn't hear what he said. Yeah,
Oh,
Crash
sorry.
Bandicoot. I love his commercials in the '90s. PlayStation. He was like the PlayStation mascot. He was fantastic. Like the megaphone calling out Sega and shit like that. That shit was hilarious.
Aw.
Sega was better though.
Vin?
Call of Duty or Battlefield?
Oh, Battlefield. I like the Call of Duty campaigns, but multiplayer, I like Battlefield.
Godzilla or Sonic?
Ooh.
Please. Sonic. Hold on, I gotta cover up my second letters. Godzilla.
Vin?
Halo or Gears of War?
Gears of War. Love
Yes.
Halo though.
Yeah.
Luna?
Ghosts or zombies?
I think ghosts are more interesting than zombies. I'll go ghosts.
Okay. Vin?
Marcus or JD Phoenix?
Fuck JD. I let him die in Gears 5. What's up?
Love that.
Immortality or unpredictable super strength?
Oh, geez. Immortality, I guess. I don't know if living forever would be any fun or not, but yeah, I'll go immortality.
Teleportation or flight?
What are the limits to teleportation? Do I can like have to be like Nightcrawler, I have to see it, or can I go like super far?
What?
We'll say wherever you
super
want.
Far. Super far.
Super
Whatever you
far,
want.
yeah.
I'll do teleportation then for sure. I think the freedom of flight would feel amazing, but teleportation.
You see the future or change the past?
Change the past. Future needs to be a mystery.
Past or present?
Present.
Time machine or magic wand?
Magic wand. Yeah, Spider-Man pin. It works.
The smartest person or the richest person?
Richest, smart with smarts and intelligence, you have regrets, and you have to think about so many things, and you understand how terrible things really are. Give me the money. I can delude myself with the money.
Save 100 strangers or one loved one?
So, I could be borderline sociopathic. So I very am protective of the people I do care about. There's only a very small number, so yeah, definitely a loved one. Fuck strangers.
Yeah, fair play, fair play.
Morning bird or night owl?
Night owl. I hate the morning.
Yes. Oh, thank you. Yes.
Summer or winter?
Summer.
Hot or cold?
Hot.
Sun or wind?
Give me that sun.
Rain or snow?
Give me them raindrops. I don't know. Yeah, rain.
Pub or club?
Pub for sure. I'm too old for clubbing.
Night in or night out?
That really depends on company. Most of the times I would say night in, but depending on if it's a new group or something like that, night out. Night outs are a great time.
Would you rather be a killer or a survivor?
Look at him. Look at him talking now, like,
A survivor. Rather be a survivor.
Cheddar cheese or General C?
Oh, General C. I can't quit you, General C. Unless he says he's giving me cheddar cheese.
Would you rather go to an art museum or go to a history museum?
So I think art is very interpretive. I think history is more interesting. History.
Okay.
So here comes one from chat, from Muppet 1169, the sexy ginger. Cheese or wine?
But they need to be together.
Yeah, I know,
cheese.
but-
Cheese.
So would you rather go on a staycation or a vacation?
Vacation, probably. It's good to get a little break.
Mm-hmm.
Skill or popularity?
Skill.
Aquarium or zoo?
Zoo.
Success or happiness?
Happiness.
Expensive gift or homemade gift?
It really depends on like if it's someone that has, developmental problems. Probably homemade gift's not the best thing to get, but yeah, homemade gifts. Homemade gift.
Tidy or messy?
I like everything to be very tidy, but I am very messy. Tidy, if I had to pick.
Sing or dance?
Oh, dance. Dance. Yeah, I
Shower?
can't carry a tune.
Shower or bath?
Neither. No, shower.
Would you prefer roommates or to live alone?
Live alone.
Sleep in the warm or sleep in the cold?
Ooh, I love to sleep in the cold. Pile on the covers.
Silly hats or silly socks?
Hats.
Ooh.
Rock music or pop music?
Rock music.
Pitch black or silence?
Fuck, that's a hard one. Silence, I guess. I'm too dependent on my eyes.
Audiobook or podcast?
That's a good question. Really depends on my mood at the time. That's a cop-out answer. I guess I would do a book over a podcast, maybe. It really depends.
Hug a moose or slap a goose?
I'm gonna slap that goose.
Poor goose.
TV or movies?
I think series are so much better for like character development and long form storytelling. Probably movies though. A movie you can get in there and get out. Movie.
Cow attack or dino attack?
Cow attack. I can punch a cow pretty hard. Dino, I don't know.
Like a bunch of cats. Oh, I love it.
Horror movie or kung fu movie?
Oh, kung fu movie. I actually don't like horror movies that much. They don't really. I like some. I like some are really good, but yeah, kung fu.
Nuts or no nuts?
Give me them nuts.
Nuts. I love the way he nuts.
Marvel
Brilliant.
or DC?
Marvel, and it's not even close.
Oh,
Oh. Save or
naughty boy.
spend?
Spend. Can't take it with you.
comedy. Oh, yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
sorry.
go on.
Comedy or drama?
Drama.
Okay.
Public or private?
Private.
I love it.
Nuts or no nuts?
We just had that.
What?
More nuts. More nuts. I'll do 2 hands of nuts.
Lots of nuts.
Weird
Musical
or crazy?
gospel.
Oh,
What are crazy?
weird.
Weird or crazy.
Weird.
Oh, weird.
I prefer crazy, honestly. Crazy is so unpredictable. It's exciting. Crazy.
Love that.
Musicals or gospel?
Musical.
Hero
Done,
or
guys?
villain?
Done?
Villains.
Theatre or cinema?
Yeah, cinema for sure.
Okay.
Tattoos or piercings?
Tattoos.
Mm,
I think you're running out, mate. I think you're running out, guys, isn't you?
here we are.
Okay. All right. No, well done. Well done.
Beat
well
the
done.
clock. Woo!
I can
Beat
save
the
you here,
clock,
guys.
yeah.
Save you here. So, Fu, I just want to have a we're coming towards the end of the show already, mate, because it's gone so quickly as it always does.
Boo.
So, so normally going to wrap up. I just want you to spend a couple of minutes because I know that you said you've written down loads of notepads, you've got loads of future projects that you're thinking to do. Probably nagging at the back of your head. You've probably got one that you're probably more than likely going to do next. Are you able to reveal what potentially could be your next project?
I know what I'm doing when I get done with this. I'm going to do my next episode of Bad Review with Evil Foo, where I read
Woohoo!
1-star reviews off the Xbox store of my favorite games. I'm doing Sekiro tonight.
Love
gonna be
that.
fun.
Love that.
Those
Brilliant.
are a good time for me.
Is there any other projects that you're looking to develop into?
I want to start doing more long form things where I actually little pick apart things instead of just I do mostly just silly little off the cuff things right now. Like I was talking about again with Sekiro. Sekiro's on my mind apparently because he's so sexy. But yeah, I probably want to do my breakdown of why I think Sekiro is not a Soulsborne game.
Love that. Looking forward to that.
Yeah.
So, what I'd like you to do for us, it's your turn to let chat know where to find you, how often you can, because I know obviously time's a problem, but when, and obviously to make sure that they hit the subscribe button and stuff. So it's all you, mate. Chat, the floor is yours, mate. Promote yourself.
Evil Foo Guru, Twitter, YouTube. That's it.
Go watch it. The videos
Go
are
watch it.
amazing.
Yeah, they are. The videos are really good. Well,
You will be disappointed.
No, you're not. Please.
What's the plan with the videos? Are you going to plan for one a week? Are you going to try and go 2 a week? Like I said, I know time is the biggest issue, but
Yeah, time and just fighting procrastination. Yeah, I would like to do at least 2 a week. I would like to do optimally. I don't know if you're supposed to split up channels or what. I'm not going to do another channel ever. I would like to do like one movie focused or TV focused.
Yeah.
One film focused, I think, episode a week of something, and
Yeah.
one gaming one at least. So I'd like to do at least 2 videos, and then
that'd be
just
fantastic.
little silly ones interspersed throughout if something blows my dress up and I get a good idea.
Love that. Absolutely love it. So, chat, if you're watching this or you're catching up on playback, please can you subscribe to Evil Food Guru and also obviously hit the bell so you can see when his videos go live, because they can be as and when. They are really funny. The videos that are already on there, guys, are absolutely hilarious. Before we disappear as well, guys, just want to say a massive thank you to This Is Beardy for the raid, for dropping in his community and trusting it with us for the podcast. And for those that are in his community, I have been nagging Beardy to try and get him on the show. So if you could get in his ear as well, guys, that'd be really helpful. All right. But guys, obviously we've had throughout the show, we've had his links going at the bottom of the panel, so you should see it. I see that Captain has asked us to put in chat. I will do that for you, Captain, now. But Fu, it's been absolute pleasure. I have really enjoyed it. Time as always flies by, mate, and you were very entertaining. And literally, your stories are incredible.
Well, thank you so much for having me. It was a total honor. Like I'm totally humbled. I'm not just saying. I'm not trying to be hyperbolic or anything. It's humbling. I don't know why you guys want to talk to me, but it's fantastic. This was super fun. I wasn't sure if I was gonna like it. It was fine. It was fantastic.
I love you even more.
That,
I love you even more now.
Vin had to disappear halfway through because you got that excited. But just want to say, obviously, thank you to you, Fu. Massive thank you to Vin and Luna. You guys have been incredible. Thank you so much, guys. The show would be here without you guys. Obviously, Pinky and Taylor, who normally are here as well. We have missed you guys, and hopefully they'll be back soon. But Fu, can you stay around once we've gone live? Is that all right? Just have a quick chat. But for those
absolutely.
in chat, we're
put my pants on.
No,
we're scooting. We're going to see Fu without his pants on.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye, everybody. You've been amazing. Thank you, guys. And we'll catch you next week. See you guys. Take care.